Hey everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits. I hope you're having a great weekend. I feel like now that it's mid-July, summer is in full force and we have like kids activities and kids camps and all these things happening, but it's a lot of fun and I'm just trying to find a little creative time in the middle of all of the stuff. And like I've mentioned in the past few weeks, sewing has been my thing lately. Part of it is the warm weather, but you'll see I've got some knitting going on too that's like fresh and new. I think that gray whip that I've been working on, there was that gray sweater, it was a seed stitch sweater I've been working on it the past few weeks, trying to figure out what to do with it. I think it had me in like a rut, like a sad gray place. And so this week you're gonna see two new things that are full of color. It's not this dress. I did not sew this dress. This is one of my Marimekko dresses that I've been busting out as like a throw on and go. I've been trying to get them out of my closet and some more color into my daily life. This again is that same silhouette as the orange one I wore last week. Kind of a longer length, which I really like. It's that A-line shape. It's really easy and lightweight and it has pockets. And this is kind of in blue, almost, what do you call that? Not clouds, but little, you know, Marimekko print. And this is one of the Uniqlo dresses that they collabed with years ago. It's gonna look like I have a lot of these dresses, and I do, but I did not buy them all at the same time, so don't judge. This is like one a year or one or two of them per collab, and they're not like expensive like the full price Marimekko dresses. These are like much less, but still great quality, great prints, great colors. And so yes, I did kind of collect some over the years, but it's fun to get them out of the closet and start wearing them. But back to sewing, I have to say this Singer Heavy Duty machine is my new best friend. I don't regret this purchase at all. In the beginning, I felt like I was really splurging on something super extra. As I've mentioned several times, I have been buying this heavier IKEA fabric, which is almost a canvas upholstery, not canvas, it's like a woven, anyway, it's a heavyweight fabric. And the things I want to make have layers. And my trusty brother that I've had for years wasn't always keeping up, even with special needles and a different foot. I needed a heavy duty, and so this machine came out in black recently. You've probably seen it because for some reason it was popping up in my feed all the time, probably because, you know, the algorithm knows I love black and needed a new machine. I don't know, became sewing obsessed, but I do really love this thing. I am gonna link it below. I have a little Amazon storefront if you feel like checking out this machine. I think I do get a teeny tiny little commission on sales from there. Not a big deal. I just wanted to promote this machine because I am really legitimately loving it. I love how it looks. I love the settings. I love how it runs. It's super smooth. You're gonna see in a bit, I sewed through like 4 or more layers of this heavier fabric with ease. And so I'm loving this thing truly. And I love how it looks. Like I leave it out sometimes and it just looks nice. So I'm loving this. And let me just dive in and show you what I've been working on. Did I just say dive in? Let me just show you colorful, new, everything works in progress and finished items from this past week. Like, it's very exciting. All I had to do, I think, was put that gray sweater project to the side and let it go. I can work on it again when I feel like it. Maybe in the winter I will feel like it, but right now I feel like color. I feel like knitting sweaters for fall and for Rhinebeck season. Like, you know, we start getting into that mode now, right about now in the summer, the late summer is your knitting time for Rhinebeck sweaters. And I'm kind of always thinking about them all year anyway. So anyway, it's not really a Rhinebeck sweater, but it's a colorful sweater project that I felt like working on, I felt excited about. And before we get to that, I made a bag. I almost made 2 bags. Let me just show you a little bit of the process. Some of it worked out fantastic, and some of it I'm going to rethink and redo a little bit of it. But let me show you a little bit of the sewing here, and then I'll meet you back here and show you what happened. So I basically started downstairs in my basement where my ironing board is and started pressing all the pieces, pressing down the seam allowances, and getting each piece ready according to the pattern. After I finished pressing everything, I brought all the pieces upstairs to get ready to sew. I love how the straps are folded in on themselves and then folded in half again, showing the stripes or that golden color on the other side, and it makes a really nice sturdy strap that looks really crisp in this fabric. Okay, so over the past couple of days, I made something that I am so proud of. This is maybe one of my favorite things I've ever made to date. Definitely favorite sewing project, except for that last dress that I made last week. That's up there, right up there with this. But this for me is a little bit more complicated sewing as far as anything I've ever done before. It's not hard. There's just a lot of pieces, a lot of top stitching, a lot of like stitching on top of stitches that I'm not so good at yet. I'm still a beginner, but I made this and I'm so in love with how it turned out. There's like so many different things to talk about here. So let me show you. There's a pillowcase that I've shown you before from IKEA that I've mentioned. I'm very in love with the print, the stripes, and the colors. And so these are very affordable. They're available for shipping, or they were on IKEA. And it's part of the Tessamens collection. And I think they were $4.99. And so I bought enough for my house. Like there's some on this couch, some on this couch. And then I ended up buying 2 more because I wanted to sew with this. And so I cut up 2 pillowcases, just cut along the seams to make 2 big pieces. And then I use them to make this tote bag. And this tutorial to make this is on my friend Natalie Ebaugh's Patreon. And she does like sewing classes. I think she does them locally, like she'll do them in person. I think she has some different things on like CreativeBug or one of those class websites. And then she has these videos on her Patreon. It was like kind of one project a month, which if you go back, it's like several months ago that this started, so you can just kind of start wherever you like. And one of them is a tote bag project. There's a smaller one, and this is the medium size. And you just sew along with her in these videos, which is very good for someone like me who's still getting started. This is my first hand sewn bag ever. Look at this. One of the tricky things was I discovered very quickly that the print is not square. Like it doesn't line up exactly. It's like a little off. And so I really was trying to work with that. And I don't think you can tell unless you look really closely. But also because of that, I did switch around these pieces in different directions. Like this bottom piece is like has a little bit of this on the side. This really worked out way better than I thought it would. I cut all the pieces in different directions. So this one was cut like sideways. This was like a bottom half of the pillow. It's like the main pieces of the bag. And then I cut the little pockets from the remnants. These are functioning, adorable pockets, by the way. So excited. Then I cut the strap, which is kind of reversible to this golden green color, but I made the stripes on the outside, technically, of the strap, because it's like a folded piece that's 5 inches wide, and you fold it in on itself once, and then you fold it in again to make these nice, thick, sturdy straps, but it also gives me the double color option because of this weird print and the way it worked out. So yeah, I actually did not do too bad. I wasn't even planning on even trying to match this up on the side, but it worked so well. And I'm just like freaking out that I made a bag with like box square sides. I don't know what you call this. Like I did the thing where you fold a triangle out and sew across and cut it. I don't know what you call this. It's just like more of a process than I've ever done. And this is my new knitting bag. I want to make more. And then I lined it. It's fully lined with that blue spotted fabric, also from IKEA. So this Singer machine was amazing, going through all of these straps and layers. Like this is double thick, plus on top of this that's double thick, plus a lining. This is no joke. And my other machine could not have handled all these layers for sure of this thicker fabric. But it's like fully beautifully lined. I'm just absolutely loving it. So I do highly recommend the Natalie Ebaugh classes. Go check out her Patreon. I'll link it below. She's a friend of mine. She's in California. She has super cool style. She like has a very cool handmade wardrobe and shares outfit ideas and stuff all on her Instagram. She knits as well. So she's very cool. And she walks you through every step of this exact bag. And then I did plan on doing the smaller size in the dress fabric that I used from last week, this other IKEA fabric. Hold on. I only pinned this together because then I decided, now I'm looking at it and it's fine, but I was going to I was going to use the blue dotted fabric as handles and the bottom. For some reason yesterday I wasn't liking this. But now that I look at it on camera, it looks okay. So I just kind of used very different pieces of the fabric. Like this side has the green leaves with a blue flower pocket. That's the pocket right there. And then I used the blue dots for the straps and cut a blue dot piece for the bottom. You can see this one's going to be quite a bit smaller than this. So just imagine there's a bottom on there. But then I didn't like it and I was like, but now I think it looks kind of cute. And I do already have the pieces cut, which is really nice. But I was thinking, see, in real life, there's a slight difference between these blues. This one's like a little lighter and more faded than this crisp print. And it was kind of throwing me off, I think. But now I don't really mind it. It's fun to mix and match these crazy fabrics. But I kind of feel like I want to go back because I have a lot of this left. This is I was gonna line it with this matching piece. Oh, I love this fabric so much. It's so good. But I was thinking, I think I do want straps out of this as well and the bottom and just mix and match the directional, how this print looks, but keep the pattern all the same for the handles and the bottom. And then I could still save these straps and the dotted bottom and just make an all dot bag. I'm just gonna make a ton of these bags. And this first one, gosh, I love it. It is not perfect. If you look close up, there's some stuff happening. It's not perfect, but every time I did one piece of it and you have to repeat, on each piece, I did get better and more confident in the new skills that I'd never done before. I was, learning and practicing, and so it's okay. My biggest challenge, there's a lot of top stitching stuff happening, is that you have to follow your stitch line perfectly, like on top of itself twice on these straps. And that's for some reason really hard for me. I have been practicing just going in a straight line. Plus this machine is a little different and I was getting my tension right for this fabric. But like on this strap, there's like, I really tried hard, but it's like a double line in places. and I'd get like one of them, then the other one wouldn't quite, I don't know, like here, I nailed this one. That's like 2 passes on top of itself. This one got a little weird. But it's also hard. You're going next to stripes and next to other stripes, and I was just trying to make it look nice. I used blue thread, but this is just like nitpicking. It's mostly perfect. I cut out all my shapes correctly. Like I remember I was cutting this all out really, really late at night, and I was doubting that I had even cut the right dimensions at all. And I was really happy to see that everything fit. The lining fits perfectly with ease. I didn't have to squish anything or scrunch anything. It just fit perfectly. And that has the little box cuts too. I'm making this up. It's not called that. Is it called like a box bottom? I knew words yesterday and I'm tired today and I don't remember what I was talking about, but the lining is cut the same way so it fits exactly perfectly inside. And I just want to make 100 different IKEA knitting bags. I want to use that big white, let me get it, the black and white stripe, the wide stripe. I want to make a bag out of this one, and a tablecloth, kitchen towels. I just want to make all the things. And then I did buy one more of this pattern because I'm loving it so much and I don't want to run out now because I want to make all the things with this. Yes, I'm going a little bit overboard, but I'm so excited. And for projects like this fabric is perfect for project bags. Like I want to make a little zipper pouch to go inside of this. I have some of this pillow fabric left. I can't stop. I made a bag. This is like a no joke sewing project. And maybe you're like, wow, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But to me, it's a big deal. Another big deal, and I don't have much to share after this, so I'll keep it brief, but I cast on a beautiful stripey sweater this week. And I am absolutely loving working on it. This is the ultimate potato chip knitting. I just want to make a stripe and make a stripe and get to the next color and make another stripe and do another stripe, and I cannot get enough of it. So this is my own pattern. I was so excited to get to the orange. This is going to be called 1999. It is loosely based on a sweater that during that era a lot of people had or got as a gift for the holidays. And it was just these striped sweaters that the Gap was putting out. Like Gap Kids, Gap Adults, there was these stripey sweaters that came out every holiday season. And so there's people talk about this on Reddit. The 1999 version of this striped sweater was like a really popular one. And my friend Erica and I were talking about it, and we have memories of this striped series. But anyway, I am making an awesome striped sweater. It is already written and graded for adults, so it's ready to go. I'm just knitting my sample of it, and it has nice little short rows, perfect stripes that line up just right. There's the front. It's a little smushed up because it's been in my bag and it's smushed onto these needles, but this is all knitted in, I might use every single color that available in Modern Daily Knitting's yarn called Atlas. It's a Rambouillet wool. It is beautiful, lightweight, and soft and vivid, and it looks incredible. If I do say so myself, it looks amazing. If you happen to have a bunch of colors of this yarn, hang on to them because these stripes don't take a lot of yarn. And they also sell kits because they have a blanket pattern that uses all the colors of yarn. I'm not saying go buy a whole bunch of Atlas, but maybe go ahead and do that if you're into this sweater idea. This pattern will be coming out soon. I think this would be so much fun for kids. I want to make one for Bowie in all of his favorite colors. But I want to wear this one. I think it's so much fun. I can just picture it with like, I have a lot of olive green, like twill pants or jeans or whatever, just a throw on super fun sweater that's so much fun to knit. It is top down in the round raglan. I already picked up for the collar and finished that really quick because it just makes me feel better to have it done so I can see it and try it on. You can try it on as you go. I'm already really close to dividing for the sleeves and body, which is very, very exciting. But every single stripe is a treat. I cannot stop. I just want to keep going. I've been knitting on it at night, during the day. I just cast on a couple days ago and I seriously cannot stop. And it's worsted weight on US 8s, so it's going really quickly. I love it so, 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 so much. So watch for this future pattern called 1999 by me. It's so good. It's my friend Erica made one already, and so it's kind of halfway been tested, but I have two amazing tech editors that catch everything. They go through everything with me. So I really trust my patterns when they're done with it, that it's going to be solid and ready to go. So anyway, collect your worsted weight scraps, collect your Modern Daily Knitting Atlas if you already have some of this. You can just do a 2-stripe, which is my next topic. You can do 2 colors, 3 colors. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do every single color, but I'm going to do all different color stripes. You'll see more soon because I will not be able to stop, and I want to get this done anyway so I can get it out into the world. But my other idea is I'm going to make another one simultaneously, probably, in Brooklyn Tweed Tones yarn that I showed you last week. I was going to make their first raglan sweater, which is just a basic raglan design, and I cast on, and I started with the ribbing at the neck, and then it has to do short rows in the back, but the way they do it does not work with stripes. I tried it. You can do a big solid short row section of one color, but it comes all the way around to right here, like almost to just a few stitches in the front, and it makes this kind of funny shape that I just wasn't a fan of. So then I tried to do it again with the short rows in stripes, and it didn't work. It ended up with funny little pieces that didn't come together with the raglans. This sweater is amazing, the first raglan, in a solid color, and they do show it in these exact stripes and some other stripes, but it doesn't work with the short rows if you want the stripes to be consistent throughout. So I'm just gonna ditch that pattern, and I'm going to knit this in my pattern as a test, just in a different yarn. Not a test, but I just want a striped sweater in these 2 colors and these tones. This is the Goldfinch undertone and Goldfinch overtone. I love how they have these pairings. You can get like 2 blues, 2 grays, 2 oranges, 2 red. It's this beautiful dyed to match tones. And I love this yarn. So I am going to knit another one of the 1999s in this yarn just for fun for myself, because I want a stripy sweater in this. So for this one, I am knitting stripes of 6 and then switching. And then for this one, I want to go a little narrower, and I think I'm going to do stripes of 4 rounds. So that is what I'm doing now. And yeah, I have happily set aside my gray whip that I wasn't sure what to do with. I am picking up the sleeves. It's working fine, but I'm in no rush to complete that. And this is much more exciting to me right now, plus the sewing projects that I cannot get enough of. And so I seriously feel like kind of making myself a little unofficial goal, not a big deal if I don't meet it, but like I want to sew something every week this summer. Don't hold me to that, but I would like to sew one thing every week this summer. Like, how fun to have a whole collection of bags and dresses and housewares and whatever comes next. I've been collecting some patterns and pattern ideas. I've got a little list going. Sew one thing a week, get this sweater out into the world. Also, let me know in the comments if you're interested in me grading this down to baby, toddler, kid sizes. If there's enough people interested, I will do it. And I think it just makes sense. It is the perfect raglan worsted weight stripy sweater with everything thought out so the stripes work perfectly on every size. It's such a good one, and I think it'd be adorable on babies and kids. I know there's a lot of striped sweaters out there, but this one's really good. It's so much fun. Seriously, I'm so excited about it. I think that is all I have for this week, even though it feels like I have more, but this is why. I mean, I feel like I should have more, but this is what I've done this week. It feels like a lot though. This took a good chunk of time, honestly, but I'm so proud of it. I'm so excited to do more things now that I've leveled up just a teeny tiny bit, which is just like knitting, where, you know, you make a project, you learn something, you knit something new, you learn something. Each time you make a sweater, you learn something. Definitely that is what's happening to me with sewing, and I don't want to stop, and so expect more. I hope you don't mind that I'm in this weird sewing kick, but I promise to share knitting as well. It's just so much fun, and I am seriously so proud of this bag. Look at this bag. I made a bag. It's such a useful, like, especially with knitting bag that you made yourself. I have like reached new goals this week. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me through the knitting and the sewing. I upload a new video every Saturday, so check back next week to see what I'm working on then. I have no idea what that will be, but definitely the stripes, I guess. But yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend. Thank you for all your comments and tips and advice and ideas. I love reading through all of it. I'm still behind on responding. I want to respond to everybody, but it gets a little overwhelming sometimes, but I need to like buckle down and reply to some of the awesome comments you've been leaving. But yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see more. Come hang out with me again. If you're bored, I have a whole playlist called Knit With Me, and it's full of videos just like this or very similar to this. So if you're bored, go watch those. And thanks. I will see you in the next one. Bye.